Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel today. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my thoughts on some new high-end beauty makeup releases. These are super exciting videos because we get to talk about some up-and-coming things that may or may not be on my list to go pick up, maybe do some reviews for you guys. So let's get started. I want to talk about the very first product that has gotten me so excited. I am over the moon. Finally, McGrath Labs has listened to us. We are going to be getting blushes, and I think so far there's still no date for these, which is a little bit disappointing because I really want to know when I'm supposed to be ready to go make my order on her website. But these are the Divine blushes. There are 9 shades, which is amazing. We've got some really light pinks. We've got some really deep mauves in here. There's a really nice rose kind of embossment in the powder. It looks gorgeous, honestly. So this is something that I'm hoping the outer packaging is like that nice high gloss black lacquer packaging like her motherships, like some of the quads that she's done in the past. So there's also a couple other things that are going to be released. It looks like there's going to be a new quad, which looks amazing. I think based on the first initial pictures here, 3 shimmer tones and 1 matte it looks like. So that's pretty exciting. And these also look like very wearable shades. That's kind of exciting as well. We also have a highlight coming, and the highlight looks beautiful. It looks like it's going to be a tone that I think quite a few skin tones can look gorgeous with. There's been so many blush releases lately. I should really get this under control here. I'm going to try to narrow it down to 2. If I can get it to 1, I'll be absolutely amazed. Maybe I'll start with 1 and see how the quality is before I get so many of them. We do also have a new Lust gloss coming. This is also something that's very much piqued my interest because I do love her lip gloss formulation, but it does look quite shimmery, like very, very bold with shimmer. So that is something I'm gonna have to take a better look at and see what that gloss looks like. Midas gold from this picture. So that might not be something that I would actually gravitate for. It seems a little bit bold for my personal taste. She's also releasing a lipstick shade in Dream Lover. This also looks like it might be right up my alley. There's a small picture of it. It might be quite pale pink, so that's also one I'm gonna really wait and see what that all entails. Next, I want to talk about a new release from Lisa Eldridge. This is a brand that I only discovered in the last year or so, and she's releasing these 2 new face products. One of them is gonna be a blush, so this is definitely the season for blushes. The blush is called the Enlivening. I think I need to learn how to read. This is a light cream serum formula that's easy to apply, blends and builds well, contains bilberry and raspberry seed oils. It's aimed to blur, lift, and tighten the skin. There's going to be 6 shades. Very exciting for that. It's going to come in like a really gorgeous white tube. Then we've also got something that reminds me of the more recent Auric Glow Lust product or the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. This is the Elevated Glow Highlight. This is something that is going to be a glow skincare hybrid product with blurring, tightening, and moisturizing properties. And this looks like it's going to be one of those multifunctional products that you can either put on your base, mix with foundation, wear as is to kind of have some glow, highlight your high points of your face. So I'm definitely going to be interested in comparing this one to Auric and Charlotte Tilbury. Very excited for that. I will be ordering these as well, just kind of keeping my eye out on May 15th when they launch. Next, I want to talk about this release that I did tell you guys about on my community tab, and I did pick this up, and then one of you guys commented that it actually isn't very good, which broke my heart. As soon as I read that, I'm like, no, it's so sad. These are the Bite Daycation Whipped Cheek Blushes. Once again, more blushes. The shade that I picked up is Watermelon Margarita, or Watermelon Marg. That's what it's actually called. And I'm going to swatch it right here and do a live first impression because it just arrived today. It's in very interesting packaging. You can see it almost blends in with my background. It's kind of like a pale pink. You can see it's like an orb. It's very, very lightweight. And Bite Beauty to me is definitely a hit or miss brand. Not everything works well. Let's see. Let's just swatch this and just kind of see the texture and how this looks. So one of the critiques from you guys was that it was really hard to get it out, and I can totally see what you mean because this is really hard to grip in my hand, and it looks like there's not going to be a ton of product in here. If you look at it, it almost looks like the cap of like a foundation or something. It takes a little bit of an oomph to get out, but you wouldn't need a ton, right? Because this is supposed to be a cream blush. Here we have it on my hand. It actually looks like a really nice shade. You can see the shade I have here is really nice. It's a cool tone pink with some purple elements to it. This I'm pretty excited to test out for you guys and let you know my thoughts. Next, I want to talk about another new release. I actually have had quite a few questions about this already. I did pick this up. This is the Benefit Cosmetics Hoola Glow. Now this is something that initially when I saw the promo for this, I thought this was actually a highlight. They were going to brand under the Hoola name, but then it made much more sense that this is really just a glowy bronzer shade within the Hoola family. I did also just receive this today. I actually picked it up from Sephora, and I'll show you kind of how it looks here. So in pan, it's a little bit darker to me than the original Hoola, but when I do my comparison video, I'm going to be comparing this to the original OG Hoola. I personally have it on my cheeks as well, just a little bit of a hint there, and I don't think, my first impression says that it's not as shimmery as I was expecting, which is a good thing because bronzer to me, you can't be too shimmery, otherwise it looks really off on the skin. So if it's like too shimmery and you can actually see glitter particles on the face, that's all my eye is drawn on whenever I see somebody wearing bronzer like that. But this is actually nice because on the skin, it doesn't look like shimmer particles, it just looks glowy. Here's the packaging itself, in a lot of ways very similar to the original Hoola, with just some glowy factors added in. Next, I want to talk about this launch. I actually did post about it on my Instagram stories with a couple preliminary thoughts on this. This is the new Glow Obsessions highlighter palette from Huda Beauty. I get quite a bit of commentary around Huda Beauty simply because I'm quite honest about her and her brand. Not everything appeals to me. This is something though that kind of piqued my interest, in a lot of ways reminded me of the Anastasia Beverly Hills glow highlight palettes like quite a while ago when they were super hot. Comes in 3 variations. We have light, we have medium, we have dark. Very, very interesting. The only thing about this is the packaging. The packaging to me, like her face on it and the way that her face looks. It's not like her specifically, but it's like the graphic of her face. It looks kind of weird to me, almost looks a little creepy. Not to say that I'm not going to be reviewing this, I will be. I did pick up the light palette, so I'll let you know what I think. It has quite a bit of shimmer in this, but it does remind me in a lot of ways of the Anastasia highlight palettes back in the day. So I'm going to let you guys know what I think of it. We do have one releasing from Anastasia Beverly Hills, so kind of speak of the devil. Now this is something unfortunately that in my opinion has missed the mark. I don't believe I'm going to be picking this up unless there's like quite a demand from you guys to review it, but there are what looks like 3 variations of this as well. The lightest one kind of reminds me of Neapolitan ice cream actually, with the vanilla and the strawberry and the chocolate. Summer inspired 3-in-1 essentials featuring new formulations, a bronzer, a highlight, and a blush. The 3 shades are Italian Summer, Off to Costa Rica, and Tropical Getaway. So they're gonna hit Sephora on May 25th, but you can also order them right away off of her site if you're interested. I may change my mind about this because the packaging does look kind of cool, like shimmery and luxurious. The only thing I will say though is the strength of this is actually really good with regards to the size of the pan. I like that she made the bronzer a little bit bigger than the other 2, just because I do feel like for how I apply my bronzer, I like to have a bigger brush in there and to kind of do more of a diffused, softer look. Now that I think about it, because at first I was like, heck no, there's no way. Now I'm like, maybe I will get it. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Should I get this palette or not? Let me know down below. Next, we have a new Urban Decay palette coming out. We don't know what it looks like yet. We just have a promotion picture showing Urban Decay and Prince. Purple hopefully should be in this palette, or a purple theme. I'm curious to see how this is going to look. Urban Decay lately, like the Wild West palette is good. They're not wowing me as a brand right now, where I'm kind of like, oh my goodness, for every single release that they've done. Reading the comments on Trend Mood, there's lots of people that are like, if he were alive, he would not approve of this. And other people are saying, I really hope they do this justice. You know, their new products lately haven't been the greatest, so I think there's a lot of pressure to see what this one is about. Let me know your thoughts down below, what you think this is supposed to be. It would be a big disappointment if this came out and there was literally only one purple shade. That would be crazy. Last but not least, let's talk about the last thing that I know you guys are super pumped about, as am I, the new Natasha Denona Midi Zendo palette. Now the Midi Zendo looks like a rainbow. Like a true rainbow to me. I'm all over it, by the way. I'm going to be reviewing it for you. I've already pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered it off her website, but I wouldn't recommend doing that as a Canadian simply because you get duties on that. I took the risk because I wanted to try to receive it quicker, but for my Canadian gals, just wait until it comes to Sephora Canada on May 10th because then you can avoid that extra charge, which actually tends to be quite hefty because they are made in Italy. I do like how this palette is the midi size because the price point is super attractive, and that is something that I'm glad she did. Secondly, I love the blend of the very wearable, everyday friendly shades, the shades that I am comfortable with, the pinks, the browns, the golds, which in my opinion really signifies summer. And then we've got that pop of color for when you do want to be bold and expressive. So I love this because a lot of her palettes lately, like Circo Loco, the Trio Chrome palette, they're actually quite color heavy. So if you're not into color, and they're also the big price point, like the super expensive price point, the perfect like middle ground on every which direction. This is going to be a bestseller, I'm thinking, as long as the quality delivers. Very excited to get this. It will be reviewed for you ASAP. Let me know your thoughts on all of these new releases. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and until my next one, take care and stay safe. Bye, guys!